you guys, and welcome back to the NXT Universe mode here on the WRESTLEDUDE channel. This is episode number 28, and we are starting things off with a huge tag team matchup that was announced last week by Roderick Strong. In a promo, he said that he and Drew McIntyre, who are going to face at NXT TakeOver Respect for the NXT Championship, they're going to face off against Kurt Hawkins and Brian Kendrick here tonight, starting off the show. And it seems as though Roderick Strong is hesitant, letting Drew McIntyre start off the matchup. He is going to start things off with Brian Kendrick. Interesting. Also, in tonight's main event, we will have the next first round matchup for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. It will be DIY versus Lars Sullivan and Andrade Cien Almas. That'll be our main event. Also, Aleister Black will be in a matchup with a former NXT champion. Roderick Strong knocking Kurt Hawkins off the apron. And it seems as though, I was gonna say, it seems though they were working together, but Roderick Strong just decked McIntyre in the face, and Brian Kendrick and Hawkins, the comedy jobber team, has now taken control over the #1 contender and the NXT champion. And Kendrick tosses Strong back inside the ring. Oof. And Kendrick now, taking down Roderick Strong. Nice move. And the NXT champion now back up to his feet. But Brian Kendrick and Kurt Hawkins have taken control of this matchup thus far. And Kendrick now grabbing at the back of the head of Roderick Strong, trying to keep him away from the NXT champion. Misses a drop kick. Roderick Strong has an opening. And he uses it to hit a nice drop kick and smashes Hawkins off the apron. Newfound life here in this matchup. Kendrick slammed down face first. And the crowd chanting for NXT. Now Kendrick not able to be put down just yet. Snapmare over the top. Roderick Strong, cheap shot by Hawkins. And Roderick Strong, he's a little dazed. And he still knocks he still knocked Hawkins off the apron. And I'm surprised he hasn't tagged in McIntyre here, trying to keep them going fresh. I mean, I'd imagine he wants them to be at least a little bit beaten up before their championship match at TakeOver, but that is a couple episodes away. Episode 40 should be NXT TakeOver Respect. And Drew McIntyre, nice German suplex to Hawkins, and Brian Kendrick goes right after the champion with a DDT, and Strong out of nowhere. Here we go, end of Heartache. McIntyre rolls out. Strong into the cover. McIntyre didn't notice. No! McIntyre didn't notice Hawkins come in and break up the pin. Strong thinks they've won. And McIntyre with a bulldog taking down Kurt Hawkins to the outside of the ring. And now Strong is pissed off that he did not win that. Even more pissed off that McIntyre wasn't there to keep Hawkins from breaking up that pin. And Roderick Strong is angry, planning. Brian Kendrick into the mat again. And this time delivers a big kick to Hawkins and knocks him right off the apron. And Strong, he's got that look in his eye. He's staring right at Brian Kendrick and McIntyre now. A sick kick. And Hawkins dealing with McIntyre on the outside. Roderick Strong picks up the win for his team off a sick kick, which looks eerily similar to Drew McIntyre's Claymore kick, perhaps sending a message there. But nevertheless, the unlikely team of champion and challenger pick up the win tonight. I don't think McIntyre liked that. Arguments between the NXT champion and the #1 contender. I wonder if this is going to play into their championship match in a couple of weeks at TakeOver Respect. But coming up next, we have to move on. We have a matchup. Aleister Black, as I mentioned, will face off against a former NXT champion, and that guy is a former NXT Tag Team champion. You guys may know him from being a part of the group belonging with Alexa Bliss and Wesley Blake. This is Buddy Murphy making his NXT return here against Aleister Black, and so far, I think he's lasting a little bit longer than Elias. Elias, he lasted about 11 seconds. I think it was 11:94. Oh, man. So, yes, Aleister Black definitely sees some common respects there in Buddy Murphy. NXT's best-kept secret, he likes to call himself, the best-kept secret. And Buddy Murphy trying to grab at the leg. And Aleister Black over the top rope with a dive. And Aleister Black, I've definitely said he is a future NXT champion in my eyes. But in order to do that, he's going to have to keep that undefeated streak going. Oh, man. Missed with a drop kick. And Buddy Murphy, goes out onto the apron, and Aleister Black meets him and drops him back first onto the apron. And Buddy Murphy, he may be wishing he hadn't come back to NXT. Repeated kicks and strikes right to the head, trying to soften him up for Black Mass. And sends him into the steel barricade and an RKO. Or a jumping cutter, as some people call it. And now sent into the ring post. And Buddy Murphy now sees his opening. NXT's best kept secret. Slamming Aleister Black off the ring post. He could get a count-out win here. Referee's at a count of 7. Never mind. Send him back into the ring. That's your prerogative. And a splash to the back of Aleister Black. And Aleister. Great counter. Great counter by Buddy Murphy. And look at this. Spanish Fly taking down Aleister Black. A Spanish Fly, and Buddy Murphy maybe looking for the frog splash. He hit the ropes hard. Oh, man, he's grabbing his shoulder. He's grabbing his chest. Aleister Black. I mean, the damage may have already been done. The wind may have been taken out of him. And Buddy Murphy feeling more punishment here. German suplex. Almost a rolling chaos theory. Suplex. And a running knee driving right into his head. And Aleister Black on the top rope. Diving double foot stomp to Buddy Murphy. And Murphy, oh my god. And Aleister just stalking him. And Murphy hops right back up to his feet. Staring at Aleister. What you got, bro? And Aleister Black says, I got a black mass for you. Black mass kick to Buddy Murphy. 2. And Aleister Black wins again. And that's what this guy always does. He always delivers, always wins. Buddy Murphy said, what you got? I got a black mass kick for you. Right to the face. Straight into the cover. That black mass kick. Nobody is kicked out of the black mass. And I don't think anybody ever will. Aleister Black has the most devastating finisher in NXT. Maybe even in pro wrestling. But Aleister Black remains undefeated as he stares down at Buddy Murphy. You gotta wonder, what is going on in the mind of Aleister Black, really? Welcome back, you guys, from our quick little commercial break and cheap plug for our social media stuff. As we get to our main event, it will be the next matchup in the opening rounds of the NXT Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which will culminate at NXT TakeOver Respect, much like the original Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And here tonight, our matchup will be DIY versus Almas and Lars Sullivan. Lars going to start things off with Tommaso Ciampa. And imagine this, you guys. If DIY can beat this unlikely team of Lars Sullivan and Andrade Almas, we will get a rematch between DIY and the Authors of Pain from TakeOver in the semifinals. And a huge knee to Lars Sullivan, who's barely moved. And now Sullivan stomping away. And Andrade wants the tag. He thinks he can do it. I mean, Andrade, he's a hell of a performer. Many people would say he's going to be NXT champion one day in this universe mode. And Almas sends Ciampa into the corner. And now kicking away on the leg of Ciampa. And Lars Sullivan, he looks pretty confident. He's got his back turned. And Almas. Huge triangle drop kick. And now slamming the arm onto the mat. Almas, he's keeping down the other half of the NXT Tag Champs. Oh, and Ciampa with a huge uppercut. Oh, and lifts him up onto his shoulders and drives him down. Almost a burning hammer, but not quite. Still landing chest first onto the mat. The Psycho Killer, oh, stalking his prey in Andrade. And Johnny wrestling, Johnny Gargano on the apron. Oh, and a big boot. Almost looked like one of Billy Kay's big boots. Oh, and Ciampa discus clothesline delivered to Almas. And that could be enough to put him away. Cover 1, 2, and a rope break. Almas, apparently he did get the wind knocked out of him. He wasn't able to kick out, but he was able to put his foot on the rope. Oh, and now Almas takes advantage. The slight distraction via the rope break. Oh, and Almas drives him into the corner and a drop kick, takes him down into the corner and another drop kick. And Almas is seemingly rolling here. Almas could have this match won for his team as he knocks Ciampa out of the ring. Ciampa was trying to go for a tag on Johnny Wrestling, and so Almas drives him even further away from his tag partner. And what is this? Almas looking for high-risk maneuvers here. Moonsault to the outside, and oh man. Crashes and burns, and Ciampa. Now he's going to go for the dive. From off the top rope. Oh, tried to drop the knee, and instead... Ooh, that doesn't look good. Ciampa grabbing at his knee. And Almas takes him down. Now looks to target the arm. Ooh, I thought he was going to go for that arm hammerlock DDT. And Almas, he's distracted, and Ciampa made a tag to Gargano. Gargano is now the legal man in this match. Enziguri. Oh, and a huge Enziguri to Lars Sullivan and knocks him off the apron. And a huge cutter again. And Gargano is rolling. And Gargano, drop kick to the back of the head of Almas, but you know what he wants. You know what he wants, the coolest spear in WWE, the slingshot spear. Ciampa's back up to his feet. Slingshot spear to Almas. But Almas is now going for the tag on Lars Sullivan. And the crowd indeed chanting NXT. Uh-oh, and Gargano trying to keep Almas away from Lars Sullivan. That's the last thing you want is Lars Sullivan in this match right now after DIY have fought right back into it. Oh, and Almas, he has a clean tag here. Oh, Ciampa tags himself in. Ooh, and Andrade going right after Almas. Hurricane Rana, Lars Sullivan in the ring. Looking for some double team moves here. Wait, what the hell? What the? Lars, what are you doing? Lars with a running power slam to Almas. What the? Apparently, Lars Sullivan thought Andrade was taking too long, putting away DIY. Almas is left alone by Lars Sullivan. And DIY are going to take advantage. They're lining it up. Here we go. Boom, meeting in the middle. Super kick, knee smash combination. The move that won them the tag team titles, and DIY are moving on to the tag team tournament thanks to Lars Sullivan, who just left Almas hanging there. I mean, we've seen Lars have issues with his tag team partners apparently here tonight. His anger got the best of him, and he thought Almas wasn't putting him away fast enough. So we are going to have the rematch. Authors of Pain versus DIY in the semifinals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. That's a takeover match in its own right, and that's going to be on NXT. Wow, that is going to be a crazy match. Uh-oh. Oh, no. The Authors of Pain seemingly are coming out. Paul Ellering! Paul Ellering, the manager of the Authors of Pain, is now making his presence known, and there are the Authors of Pain. There's one. Oh, and there's both of them, Akam and Razor, staring down at DIY, and DIY have gotten out of the ring. I think we're going to see a brawl between the two even before their matchup. This is going to be one of the semi-final matches. Authors of Pain versus DIY in a rematch from TakeOver. Not for the tag titles. And DIY running right at him. We are going to see a brawl. And the Authors of Pain attacking DIY at ringside. Paul Elrig leading the charge in. And the Authors of Pain, taking down Ciampa. And Gargano taken down as well. And Gargano being attacked on the outside. Suplex toss. And Ciampa back in the ring. They're going to try and put him away. With the last chapter to Ciampa. And Gargano getting in the ring trying to help his partner. And he's going to suffer the same fate. Here we go. Final chapter. The Authors of Pain along with Paul Elrig have just sent a message. Guys, that is it for this episode of the Universe Mode, but I have left you tonight with a huge cliffhanger. What is going to happen in the semi-finals matchup between the Authors of Pain and DIY now that a new factor has come into play, the manager, Paul Elring. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys next time in the NXT Universe Mode.